Say, in the next sponsored video, my boy D wants to know who would win between Gojo versus Asta. Well, something I love about this battle is that these two guys are complete polar opposites when it comes to how they were raised in their upbringing. We know Gojo's birth forced the strength of cursed spirits across the universe in Jujutsu Kaisen to increase in strength and power. Relative to Asta, who was born completely magicless in a world full of mythical entities, gods, and demons. Satoru being the first person in his clan in over 500 years to be born with the six eyes and the limitless technique. The six eyes giving him enhanced perception and giving him a better understanding of the flow of cursed energy. Something we know about Gojo is once he combines infinity and limitless, he becomes literally untouchable, creating an invisible barrier between him and his opponent. Any attack that Gojo can perceive, he will either infinitely increase or infinitely decrease the distance between him and the attack so it never touches him. And Gojo was viewed as the strongest until he ran into my heavenly restricted Hellcat himself, my GOAT.
Sorcerer killer. I think I'm getting my edge back now.
What does my boy Toji have in his kit? Well, he has no cursed energy. And because of that, he has increased physicals like strength and speed. He also has two weapons that allow him to basically cut through anything in the verse. I mean, the inverted spear of heaven is broken, allowing him to bypass the strongest sorcerer in history's technique. And the soul-splitting katana would have basically allowed him to cut down Sukuna and Mahito too if they ever step to him. And if y'all don't think he has the speed to cut them down, brother. Keep in mind, this version of Toji was washed. He was not testing the upper limits of his heavenly restriction on a regular basis, pushing to see how fast and how strong he could be. If we're doing any form of verse equalization, then Asta 100% has heavenly restriction. But we also know that my boy Asta is a mini Hulk, consistently pushing the upper limits of his physical strength to keep up with the heaviest hitters in the Black Clover manga. I can only imagine the shiver of fear going down Gojo's spine, knowing he's going up against a younger, stronger heavenly restriction user.
Who was on crack?
Asta was already moving beyond light speed early in the manga when he had to fight against people like Patri, and this is long before he mastered his full devil transformation. Even in this form, he has better speed and attack potency than Gojo, but attacks like Hollow Purple would have done significant damage. But once Asta gets his fourth sword and learns Zeten being a technique that allows you to channel ki energy so much that you could cut through the heavens with one strike. And in 4 days, Asta becomes the greatest Zeten user that's ever lived. Asta being able to defeat a legendary 5-headed dragon that was the size of the countryside, he can finish off with one attack. Being able to decapitate all 5 heads with one clean slice. And eventually he was able to replicate his captain Yami. Asta being able to replicate that Dark Cloak Dimension Slash with the Demon Dweller Blade, as well as applying anti-magic to it to make it even stronger, and Zeten. We also know Asta in his final form is just as cold as Gojo, basically being completely untouchable, as any form of magic completely cancels out just by touching him. And Asta was able to consistently keep up with a guy who was stronger than the current Wizard King Julius Novachrono. He also absorbed all of the magic off of the strongest devil in Black Clover, being Lucifero. The vice captain of the Black Bulls knocked, warning everybody multiple times that if the final devil Lucifero pulls up, the world is done. Asta is able to consistently keep up and counter this guy when he has complete control over time magic and other magics as well. Asta being one of the only characters to be able to move within Julius Novachrono's chronostasis ball. By the time Asta defeated Lucifero, he was hundreds of times faster than light. You could argue thousands. Keep in mind, this guy was so strong that Yami and Asta had to surpass their limits just to react to his speed, and then surpass their limits again just for him to say, yeah, I acknowledge you. Now humanity is gonna die.
Hell no. No.
Biggest difference maker in this battle between Asta and Gojo is 100% Zeten. This is Asta channeling his life energy to increase his power 100 times over. Zeten is so strong that it was giving side characters enough power to one-shot Asta when he already had mastered his Devil Union. And the fact that a true master Zeten user can just no-sell an attack from 2 captain-level opponents, crazy. This buff is more than enough to get him past the likes of Satoru Gojo, knowing he's way faster. Something that Gojo has that Asta may not be prepared for is reverse curse technique, allowing him to easily heal from some of the more fatal attacks that Asta may have to offer. And his almost guaranteed win con domain expansion, Unlimited Void. Only reason I say it's almost guaranteed is because there is 2 problems. When Gojo uses Unlimited Void, the normal human has about 0.2 seconds before they're completely overwhelmed by the infinite knowledge that he is flowing within them. We also know if somebody has Heavenly Restriction and they're hit with a domain expansion that they have the ability to freely get in and out of that domain. For example, if Toji were to get hit with Gojo's domain expansion, he would have 0.2 seconds to react to either get out of range of the domain expansion or get to Gojo and stop the domain expansion from happening. And we know 0.2 seconds is way too much time for somebody like Toji. He seemingly teleports on everybody that's not Gojo in the verse. Doesn't help Gojo's case when Asta has a second soul within him like Libe. When Gojo hit Sukuna with the Unlimited Void, Sukuna was stunned for a few seconds. But Sukuna was up and going again because it was truly Megumi's soul that got hit with the Unlimited Void. Along with the fact that Asta would have Heavenly Restriction, allowing him to move freely within the domain expansion, he would have Libe tank the other half of the attack. If we're assuming that they're both bloodlusted and at full power, and he has the Devil Trigger active with the Zeten active, eventually, Asta became so strong that he was influencing the entire world around him, making it impossible to read his future. Sounds a lot like my dog Red Hair Shanks, who not only can see 20 seconds into the future, but can snuff out and cut off any perception-based ability. This is why it's so hard fighting against somebody like Shanks, because not only does he have the strength and power to one-shot you, but he can see 20 seconds into the future, and he's practically invisible on the battlefield. So the last thing that Gojo will see will probably be similar to the last thing that Eustace Captain Kidd saw. The winner here should be pretty clear. Asta, the future Wizard King, is walking away with that dub. You know I appreciate you, and let me know what you think.